Hey, Mr. Clash here, and today we're going to have a look at Town Hall 10 hog attacks. Now, let's address the elephant in the room for this one, and this is just a lead up. We're going to have a look at 3 attacks today. The elephant in the room is it's not a fully maxed Town Hall 10. So let's deal with that. However, what you're going to see in the 3 attacks today is the same principle in action. And that is we're starting with a queen walk. The queen is going to take out the enemy queen, and let me just draw a little something here on the screen. Now, as you might know, when I'm doing a Town Hall 9 hog attack, if I can take out a threat, the queen is a threat, obviously, clan castle is a threat, and a big bomb threats, that kind of thing is what I try to do. So in this case, coming in directly here, you're going to be taking out a good chunk of the base with your kill squad pushing in, and then that leaves this nice little road here, let's just say, to path around, because you've cut off any weapons around here. So any hogs that would come in here on a Town Hall 9 point of view from here, they're not going to scoot that way. They all have to path back around this center, which has no weapons. Now, why that's important is because if you start following your hog pathing, now remember, I'm just drawing these little lines here just to slowly represent where hogs could go. That doesn't mean they will go there, but they're just representative of the general overall pathing that your hogs can take while they're traveling through the base. So as you can see, general overall pathing, you can see these little zigzag lines that I've got here. If that's up, you can see how this is the sort of way that they're going to go. They're not going to go exactly like that, but as far as what I just had before with this little sort of road that went around, that's the kind of thing. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we'll get into the attack, and then we'll just dive straight into the other 2 straight on, and you're going to see the same principle in action here. You're going to see a queen walk, sometimes assisted with the wizard to help create a funnel. In this case, there are wall breakers coming in. You're going to see one that does not have any wall breakers because the base is opened up enough, and you're going to see the king playing a part as well in the creation of the funnel, or distraction, or a bit of both. So we're starting with the queen walk. The queen has taken out the enemy queen, hasn't had to use a rage spell yet, although do keep in mind that you will assume you're going to have a rage spell for your attacking queen. So the king's about to go down in a moment. There we go. The king has gone down, wall breakers in, and clan castle has been lured by the wall breaker. You can just show that the range the wall breaker came in, lured the clan castle. Now the funnel is definitely in, the queen's going in. Now, like I said, you don't have to always get the queen into the base, and you can. It's wonderful if you can get her in. If she can take out inferno towers and things like that, well, that's fantastic. But her job is to kill the clan castle and to kill the enemy queen. So now if we just have a pause of this here, you can see that little bomb just got triggered there. You can see here with the king coming down onto that wizard, the queen will hopefully take out this inferno tower, but in terms of what's left of the pathing for the hogs, it's like that, exactly like it was. See, you've taken out 30% of the base already. All of that is gone already. Okay, so let's just get back into it, because we're going to be looking at that same sort of a pattern later on, where you're taking out a good chunk of that base, and now you're leaving the hogs nowhere else to go. So the queen will get the inferno tower, and the Tesla goes down, and now here comes the hogs coming in from the top, because that's where the inferno tower is. You don't always have to do that, but you have to be assuming, how am I going to be dealing with the inferno tower, because it is a threat. And if the inferno tower, look, they're on multi here, so you can heal through the streams because it's on multi. So do keep that in mind. A multi-target inferno tower, even a max one for Town Hall 10, can be healed through. The heal will keep the hogs alive now with the change to the inferno, and we've got a little back end balloon just in case it was needed for something or other. It wasn't really needed, it's just there for a little bit of show. It's going to get taken out by the air defense. Plenty of hogs, and that's it. Nice little cleanup wizards, cleanup minions. Now, one of the reasons that you can bring a minion is what you see here. See how this minion came all the way over to get this town hall in the middle. Now, it is a little bit of a gamble. The gamble is that if that red bomb had been a little bit over, then the minion would not have been able to take out the town hall, and it would have died instead. But that is one thing you can keep up your sleeve if you do bring a minion. That's what you can bring a minion for. Sometimes those buildings or trash or whatever, that's just inside the wall. Okay, so that's that one. Now we're going to pop over and we're going to have a look at a single target Inferno Tower Queen Walk Hog. All right, now on this particular attack, this was a cleanup attack, but it's essentially the identical attack as the first attacker. Slight little difference though, and that is a baby dragon was swapped out to provide 2 wizards and a minion, and I believe a hog was also dropped out to provide an extra wizard and an archer. So that became the cleanup troops, because in the first attack there wasn't really any cleanup troops. And a very slight deployment on the CC hogs onto this archer tower here, because there's a whole bunch of little bombs, and the first CC hogs came straight over and all the hogs copped the little bombs, which meant they were just slightly depleted in health. And also a little bit of a delay on the first heal spell as well, so that the hogs were healed where it sort of started to matter in this area. Anyway, let's have a look at how this one went, and you're going to see that same sort of principle in action here. We're using a queen walk to take out the enemy queen and to deal with the clan castle. So the wizard went down. That was double checked first. Yes, great, don't need a baby dragon there, a wizard will be fine. It'll go down, but that's okay. And now the queen walk part can start. So now there's nothing on the outside to lure the queen away, and because you want her to go south, because once she steps in here, she will be triggering that clan castle, as you can see. So rage kept up, drop the rage spell, keeps the queen alive, takes out the enemy queen. Now the thing with these bases not being totally, fully 100% totally maxed in every way, shape and form, like you can see some dark black cannons here, which belong to Town Hall 9 cannons. The idea is just because it's not fully maxed doesn't mean you've got to discard this as a viable thing. If you're a new Town Hall 10, if you're developing your skills as a Town Hall 10, then probably the last thing you want to be doing is being a brand new Town Hall 10 and saying, that's it, I'm going into a fully maxed base with level 40 defending heroes and everything, and then failing. And then you'll be thinking, oh, damn. So while you're trying to learn the attack, you'll also be taking on the hardest possible base at the time, and that can be a little bit discouraging. So if you look at these sorts of techniques that you can apply and then make up these sorts of armies, in this case 5 queens. Now you'll see the heal spell there, a little bit delayed. There is 2 skelly traps have now popped, and the poison, there's a subsequent poison to come, but it is a little bit slow. Okay, got the rage spell down. Didn't need the rage spell for the queen, didn't need the extra one for the queen. So rage through the inferno area. Now the trick with the single target infernos is if you can overwhelm them with the hogs. You can't heal through a single target inferno, but you can heal through a multi. But you can see here the single target is still no match because there are just too many hogs to deal with. King had gone down at the top. CC hogs came in at that slight angle. Only triggered a couple of the bombs, so it wasn't too detrimental for them. Queen's ability still not used. King's ability is still not used. Queen's got full health, obviously. Ability's not used, and full health with the healers behind her. So, yeah, like I was saying, these sorts of attacks, you make up these kinds of armies. I'll just pause this briefly at the end of this attack, and then you hit friendly challenge in your clan and just see how you go. Queen walk in. If you need to bust a wall to get to the enemy queen, like you've seen in the first attack, didn't need to. But if you need to, then this is where the wall breakers come. So you can see here that was 25 hogs plus 7 CC hogs. And then we'll go back to the other one and just compare the troop difference, 2 rage and 3 heal. So let's pop over and have a look at the last one. Okay, just before we get into it, you'll see 23 hogs, and I do believe there are CC hogs as well. So again, 2 rage, 3 heal. Just assume you're going to use at least 1 rage for the queen, 5 healers and some cleanup troops and funneling troops. So let's get into the attack. It's going to follow the same principle that you've just seen before. We're starting off with a queen walk. Queen walk is going to take out the king. Now remember, the king is a threat to hogs. Baby dragon here helping in this case to take out the cannon. Now the baby dragon will take out a little bit of other trash. A wizard would have gone down at this point, so the decision to use a baby dragon instead of possibly a giant and a wizard, that sort of thing has to be weighed up on yourself. So you can see the archer's now got 3 weapons shooting on her, so will have to drop a rage spell to keep her up. Now she's got nowhere else to go, but she will path north, and then you need to get her to come in to the base, because the plan is coming in to take out this Inferno Tower area. So drop the king to begin help the funnel. The king's doing a little bit of distraction work. Bowlers will come in, crack the wall. Wall breakers will come in, crack the wall. Now the queen had to use both rage spells on the healers to keep the queen up this time on this attack. Now previously you did see that that wasn't quite needed, but in this one it is. Poison's gone down, 3 balloons, 1 dragon, and the enemy queen is down. So Expo's going to go down, Cannon's going to go down, Inferno Tower will go down. And again, what you're going to be seeing, if I just run the little pause just here, well, I'll just wait for it to stop in a moment, just before the hogs go in. And once that Inferno Tower goes down, after she's dealing with the skellies, and the hogs are coming in already. There we go. I'll just pause it there. Now, as I was saying earlier, without any weapons around here, you can see now, just doing these little line things, the pathing of the hogs. They have nowhere else left to go, and now assuming where he's going to bring the CC hogs in, but it doesn't really matter at this point. So you can see where pathing of the hogs will lead them when you draw these little lines. And like I do say, if you can, try and draw these little lines yourself. Now this is not 100%, I'm just guessing which way they're going. It gives you a rough idea on the direction that the hogs will go, but you'll see they won't path this side, which means you can place your heal spells where you need to and cover the hogs. You're not trying to cover them because they've split up too much. Okay, let's go back into the attack. So good heavy deployment on the hogs. We'll be facing multiple weapons. Now this one is multiple Inferno Tower, multi-stream. So again, you can heal through that. Here come the CC hogs to take out the flank. So wizard goes down, air blower goes down, leaf blower. I call it the leaf blower. It looks like a leaf blower, but air sweeper. 2 more heals to go, one in what could be an obvious bomb location, and it was a bomb location, 2 big bombs there, and it hasn't killed the hogs. It wasn't a hog killing set of bombs. And last heal spell where the hogs have to go. So there we go. Poison spell not being used yet, and not at all. So poison spell up the sleeve, and clean up wizards, clean up minion again. Minion coming in to do that town hall, coming in over the middle. Now it is a little bit of a risk, but quite often the town hall is not protected by air bombs in Town Hall 10. So there we go. Once these troops pop up on the screen, you're going to see that they're pretty close to the second attack all up. So basically what you're going to be doing is having 5 healers on the queen. You can experiment with 4 if you want to, but start with this sort of combination: 5 healers, 23 hogs. You're going to have CC hogs, 2 rage, 3 heal spells, and mix and match some of the other things. That is your wizard versus baby dragon. If you want to throw in a couple of extra hogs or something like that, do that. And the goal is, when you're having a look at the base, to see if you can queen walk one side and get into the enemy queen. You might need to use both rages for that, and in so doing you will also take out a good portion of the base, and that will leave the rest of the base for the hogs to path around. Okay, so today I thought we'll go, because I don't normally do 10 or 10s, and I thought instead of just the normal question of the day, we'll go a little bit different. And I'm going to have 2 thoughts for the day. So instead of a question, we're going to have 2 thoughts for the day. And the first thought is this, and that is, if everything is possible, does that mean it's possible for something to be impossible? Because it should be, huh? So that's the first thought of the day. Second one is, what if there were no hypothetical questions? Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for sticking around. Thumb up, comment, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.